Hello, hello, Saggy Joe, and I'm just gonna recap some NBA news that's around the NBA right now. I'm not gonna focus too much on scores, just NBA news at the moment. So, looks like Doc Rivers is officially the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. So, Glenn Big Baby Rivers is ready to bring some tears to the Bucks franchise because I just don't think he has it. The Bucks are a pretty unique team. I think they're built. They have an offense built for the playoffs, and I think they're built for the playoffs as well. It just remains to be seen if you can have Damian Lillard as your best offensive option on a championship team when he's being relentlessly targeted on defense. It remains to be seen, but I think Dame's offensive output tends to outweigh his defensive liability. But when the shots are not falling and every game matters, then every possession matters. Then what do you do at that point? I don't know. Doc Rivers is a very good players coach, and he does have. He's not as a bad coach as people make him out to be, but he's honestly just he's best described as a floor raiser, and not so much a ceiling raiser, if that makes sense. Like kind of like the opposite of Draymond Green as a player. Draymond Green is not much of a floor raiser, but he is a ceiling raiser. Hate him or not, that's the reason why. One of the reasons why the Warriors were so successful for their dynasty run. So Cavs, I think I glossed over this a little bit, but Tristan Thompson suspended 25 games for violating NBA's anti-drug policy. I think it was PEDs that he was caught for, and then I don't know if there's any other news. Let's go on NBA.com just to see if there's any other news that I may have missed. Um, All Star starters for tomorrow. Oh yes, OKC winning at a historic rate. So they're currently first place in the West, I believe, and it's kind of impressive because they did start out the season too hot. I believe they were hovering around the play-in for a little bit, but then I think the last 2 months have been playing really, really well. They've been playing to their potential, and Chet Holmgren is a big part of that because they play five out now, and I think Shy might be Shea. No, Dort's still in the starting lineup, I believe, and he's probably their weakest shooter. But because he doesn't have to do too much on offense now, and you have a five out offense, and Shea is I guess it's 4.5 out offense. Everyone can shoot a three, but Shea's mid range shooter, and Dort's kind of like he shoots in spurts, which is the best role for him. And his defense is always welcome. He's not totally an offensive liability, and he doesn't have to do too many things that he's not comfortable with. Now that all the other players have come in their own, Chet Holmgren, who's taking the ball away from him, Jalen Williams is demanding the ball a lot more. You have a really good opportunity. Oh, that's the thing that I forgot. I think there was a protest this morning. I saw it on Instagram that the Billups, so that would be the Blazers coach, I think they filed an official protest for an uncalled double dribble. I believe that's what it was called. Uh, Billups files protest NBA. Yeah. So Trailblazers protest. Um, Looks like Chauncey Billups wants to file an official protest because of an uncalled double dribble, which would have, I don't know if that would have won them the game, to be perfectly honest with you, especially with how outmatched they are against OKC. And OKC does have some proven talent when it comes to being clutch, but you never know. You never know um with the NBA. It's really hard to tell. So I don't know. I just think Malcolm Brogdon's gotta go somewhere else. I'm surprised he's not a trade asset. Neither is Jeremy Grant. Those guys would be so welcome on some championship teams. But I guess the salaries just don't match. I feel kind of bad for Brogdon. Scott Anderson has been a little bit of a letdown this season, but I think he's young and he's a guard. Um, he's gonna have. I believe he might have a Shea kind of career arc where he's kind of dookie and he's kind of like under the radar. And then he steadily improves every season until he hits superstar status. He definitely has that potential to be that, but it remains to be seen if that's going to be a reality, right? I believe that's all the NBA news, at least for now. I don't think NBA .com has any more news. So I think we're just gonna go with that. I mean, you have injuries. Kind of want to do a recap of all the injuries, but other than that, thank you for watching. Later days.